Good morning, Dick. I like that background.
Well, good morning. Yeah, I tell you, that's such a funny picture of Senator Sanders, and it's going everywhere. And I couldn't pass it up. And nothing against the senator, just that it's funny. That's all.
It's definitely funny.
I don't want anybody accusing me of not liking Senator Sanders. I used to buy his chicken all the time.
Senator Sanders has chicken.
Well, when he was colonel.
Oh,
good morning, everybody. I'm sorry I have not been around much this week, but it seems like the mornings have been really busy. So
that won't happen.
All right.
Busy mornings mean busy afternoons. Busy afternoons usually mean good deals, good working, good day.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Well, get locked in.
We have the best looking people in all of Keller Williams right here. And it gets better and better with each person that joins us.
Just keeps growing. The awesomeness is growing.
The first Robin of the morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, all. Good morning, all. It's Happy Thursday. I'm going to take my background off because I'm in a place where I don't need it. And I like having the plant in my corner.
Can you smoke it?
You can smoke anything. It's just, do you want to?
I'm sorry. You young people, I just sort of poke fun at you a little bit. That's all.
So. Well, good morning, everyone. How's your week's been? It's Thursday. We haven't really asked what's going on in your world. We kind of been jumping down the agenda. What have you been working on this week that you need some help with that we can script around before we jump into our topics? Classes must be working. You guys are rock stars. Know it all. Who's got listings coming?
We've got 2 listings coming today.
Nice.
Yeah, and I've been doing my 3 touches, calling on Monday and leaving a voicemail and calling on Wednesday and checking in to see if I could get any better responses. And then today texting and like the 3-touch approach like Jason Carlton uses.
It's not Jason Carlton.
But he does use it.
It is all about the F.O.R.D method. It's called the DTD2. It's called the database twice a year, DTD4. Do the database 4 times, so 4 letters at a time. And it all pins around the F.O.R.D conversation. What is the F.O.R.D conversation?
We talk about how their family's doing. Maybe they ask me, what are they doing for their occupation? What do they do for fun, recreation? And you really got to get to their dreams so you can plan out farther down the road if you're actually helping them towards something that they really are aspiring towards.
Yep. Family, occupation, recreations, dreams. Our family conversations are probably the most emotional ones we have right now because family is huge to people. Occupations is going to get you a lot of information on what's going to happen in their future based on what they're doing. Their recreation is what they do for fun, what they do to stay busy, stay sane, and their dreams. What are they hoping for? What are they looking forward to? Getting into your care calls is one of the most important things you need to do right now from an experienced agent to an agent that just started with us today. Making sure you get on the phone, get through your database, do it systematically. And it's as simple as picking up the phone and saying, ring, ring. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
Doing okay.
Well, man, I was thinking about you. I wanted to reach out, just check on you. How's the family doing?
It's doing great.
Well, that's awesome. What are you guys doing to stay busy?
Right now we go out and ride our bikes.
Yeah?
Stay sane, yes.
Did you guys go out and ride in the snowstorm?
No, but when it's nice and sunny, we go out and wash or down the trails.
Okay. What kind of bikes you ride?
Mountain bike.
Mountain bikes? Man. You ever taken them down a mountain?
I have. Not the
man, I think I'd break my arm or something, man. Good for you. How's work going for you?
It's great, man. Great.
Good. Well, very cool. You guys working from home?
Yeah. With all this stuff going on, it's nothing but Zoom meetings and phone calls.
I can imagine that. How is the family doing with everyone working from home?
Well, it's kind of a little bit of insane, you know, because I have the kids in school, then I'm at work, and you know, just sometimes they want something, and I'm in the middle of the meeting, so it's a little bit hectic.
You guys got your own space to work though?
Yeah, usually the kids stay upstairs, and I stay down here.
Okay. Well, what are you looking forward to most when all this madness ends?
Hug people.
Hug people. There you go. But notice how we'll break script there. Notice how I was kind of asking some probing questions without asking probing questions. And it came around the work thing, right? We can ask, you guys tripping over each other, you falling over each other, because you can get some real emotion out of it. Like, you know, yeah, it's too small, too big. And you want to have those conversations, but you get that information just by having a normal care call. You get that information just by talking to somebody. So if you're not making them, you're wrong. Period. You need to start making your care
I
calls.
actually, I called someone the other day and just see how they're doing. Talked to them in, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 years. They are looking for a home.
There you go. It's weird. Had you not talked to them in 2 or 3 years, again, would you have been the realtor? Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm gonna ask
And
you
it was
guys-
really just a care call just to see how he was doing. And I knew he did some upholstery and I need some upholstery work done. So
I love those industries and stuff. Yesterday, the guy that was doing my backyard posted some stuff on social media, and he asked if he could tag me, and I said absolutely. I'd love to. You know, he tagged me in it because it got my name and presence out there. But it created a conversation with somebody I have never talked to about real estate. Because Cody, we're talking, and he's like, "Yeah, no, one of my friends asked if you knew a realtor, and it was you." And I just did business with them. So people you've done business with in the past, just because they're not in your sphere really or friends, if they're a manager, GM, owner, customer service agent, or it doesn't matter if their names on the building or just on their shirt, if you've done business with them in the past, you've got a relationship there, is that person not in your sphere of influence? So have these care calls and reach out and talk to people. Have the conversation. How's your family? How's things going for work? What are you guys up to? You know, how are you staying busy? How are you staying sane? What are your hopes, goals, dreams, and aspirations for the coming year?
At any point, you tell them, like, you know, they, what's it called, if they know anybody, or ask if they themselves are selling their house or anything, or you just don't touch the real estate?
The first call, I tend not to touch real estate, because if you haven't talked to them in a while, you don't have the right to do so.
Gotcha.
You really don't, because you haven't talked to them in a while. It becomes the same conversation as your family member that reaches out of the blue and just says, "Hey, I need some money."
Right.
Like, I haven't talked to you in years. But we all have that. I saw some smiles and head nods. Everybody's got that. Mine happens to be my sister. Right? I love her to death, but she doesn't call me unless she needs something.
Gotcha.
So I start the conversation, "Hi, what do you need?" But when you call a friend or an acquaintance or a past business person, you want to come from contribution. You want to come and caring and see how they're doing. We want to give and come from contribution and give back before we ever receive. We want to give without expectation of receipt, because when we're giving of that nature, we create a better engagement with that person. Find a way that you can help them.
But
When you're having a good conversation, inevitably it's going to come out where they're like, "Well, how's real estate?" Or "How's the business? How's market?"
Well, you know, I've been doing the calling up people in my database with the countdown, the last 10 days until Groundhog Day. I know how that's a major holiday coming up, and I want to wish them a very happy Groundhog Day. It also happens to be my birthday too, so I don't want them to forget. But it's sort of they laugh, and we start talking about how important the groundhog is, and that Mayor de Blasio killed the groundhog 4 years ago at Ponzatani when he dropped it. But having those kind of conversations instills either a fear in the person or they love you. You know, they may think you're crazy, but they don't forget you. So, you know, find out something, you know, maybe use Groundhog Day, maybe use Valentine's Day. But there's a million reasons why you can call somebody, and then you go into the F.O.R.D, you know. But, you know, have a reason to call somebody other than just saying, oh, I'm just calling to see how you're doing. Well, I'm doing fine. Click, you know.
You're going to get a lot of that click. Inevitable.
Well, I do. I was over at Jim Click yesterday. Really was.
Yeah. So come from contribution, have a reason to call. And the reason could just generally be, you know, I was thinking about you. I was actually pulling into the QT this morning right here by the KLP office, and a client of mine who's also was a really close friend. I say was because she's best friends with my ex. So, I mean, not really close anymore, kind of weird. But she was taking right as I was taking, a turn into the QT parking lot, and I waved at her, and I was like, oh, wait, she probably doesn't know I got a new truck. So I sent her a text, said, hey, Rachel, I waved at you this morning. I hope you have a great day. She's like, you did? Where were you? I didn't see you. Like, and I haven't talked to her in over a year. And they live right behind the QT. But it's in those moments, like we have the people on our head just to check in on them, let them know, hey, I'm thinking about you. I care about you. I hope you have a great day. And it reasserts that. If they don't know you're in real estate, we need to remind them occasionally. But after you do a care call, you follow up with them a couple of weeks, you call them up and say, hey, Frank, this is Big Dan Caldwell. You know, I got a couple of things, a little bit of business, a little bit of personal. Let's just jump right into business, all right?
All right.
So, hey, I am struggling right now to find houses to sell because I've got so many buyers at my market center. We have 400 buyers right now. We can't find houses for. Who do you know that's been showing signs of wanting to sell?
Actually, my brother-in-law was planning to get a bigger house. So.
Well, that's awesome. You know, the last time you told me he lives up on the east side, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's perfect. I got 4 buyers that are looking, I think, in his neighborhood. What's his contact information?
555-2525.
There we go. Awesome, Fred. Well, that's enough about the business side of things. How are you? How's the family?
Good.
See, goes right back into a F.O.R.D call. You can line them out that simply and saying, hey, you know, a little bit of business, a little bit of pleasure. Why don't we get the business knocked out of the way? You know, or if you found out something about last time, put it in your notes. You know, they're working on their garage, they're working on their, you know, wine cellar, or they're rebuilding a custom car, something that they can tie to, and ask them, how does it make you feel when you're doing a project or you're working on somebody and somebody out of the blue asks you about it? You know, for me, it's my kids, my dog, my house. It's very public that I'm rebuilding everything, and people are like, hey, how's your house coming along? Garage is looking great. Backyard looking great. You know, saw a picture of your dog the other day. He's gotten so big. Like, people are like, oh my God, you care. Unfortunately, a little bit of social stalking goes a long way, because you can remind yourself about somebody you haven't talked to in a long time. If they were friends from high school or friends from the past, doesn't matter. You can reach out to them and just touch base. I bet right now, everybody on this call, myself included, have at least 5 deals in their phone from people you haven't talked to, because you haven't asked them. You got to search, Frank, it's under deals. You just type in the deal question mark. And it's because when we talk to people, our name resonates in their head. And when our name resonates in their head, and that somebody else says, you know what, actually, we're thinking about getting out of the apartment and buying a house. And then all of a sudden, Heather's like, well, boom, you need to call my friend Big Dan. He's a realtor at Keller Williams. Or you need to call Mikey. You need to call Larry. Oh, you want to get a house down in Mexico? Larry the house guy. He's a realtor at Recce Point. Can't beat him. One of my agents in PC coaching reached out to me yesterday. Said, hey, Dan, I've been super busy. I don't have time. One of my coworkers is looking to buy a house in Marana. I know that you know Marana really well. Would you mind helping him? She's an agent with our company in coaching. But she's so busy that she's like, you know, I know that I can't give him the service, So even if they're agents themselves, you still want to be high-minded and keep on top of them. When you become the economist, when you become the realtor of choice, you have replaced all others. I don't care if you've been in the business for 5 years, 5 minutes, or 5 decades. If you can win the heart and mind of the people in your cell phone and your database, you will be successful. And it starts with having conversations, scripting. So Frank's asking, how do we ask for referrals? My 15-minute rant is up, so I want to get into some scripting on referrals. How do you ask for referrals? I've already said 3 different ways. If you guys didn't pick up on it.
I mean, can't you just say if you know anyone looking or needing an agent, pass on my card or pass on my information, or let me know if you can provide anyone's contact information? I mean, can't you just ask?
You can ask, but let me ask you. Let me challenge you on this, Nicole. How many times in your life has somebody given you a business card and you've just thrown it away?
No, I understand that part. I know.
Why don't
I
we
just
change
meant-
what we're asking? How can we say it better? How can we ensure that we can make contact with that person?
Oh, like, do you have anyone's information that I could give them a call to see if they need any real estate help?
There you go. You can ask for their information.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said to Frank, who do you know that's been showing signs of wanting to sell? And he's like, actually, my brother-in-law. Great. What's his contact information? I made it almost as if it were assumed he would give it to me because it's part of the conversation, right? I didn't say, great, here, give your brother my contact information and have him give me a call. I don't want the ball to be in their court. I want to be the one that's in charge of that.
How do you handle it when they, say, well, I want to touch base with them first and make sure that it's okay for me to give out their contact information.
Great, Mikey, why don't we get him on a 3-way call right now? I'll hang on the line.
And goes back to the relationship that you have with that person, right? If they trust you enough, or they could just give you their friends or relatives information because you know you're gonna treat them well, and then they'll give it to you.
The expectation of excellence is conveyed from you to your clients and your clients' sphere of influence. If you are able to convey that level of professionalism and, hey, they know that you give a damn and you're going to take care of them, there isn't going to be the hesitation.
Yeah.
Think in your mind right now, and I want you guys to get out of the limiting belief. Aaron kind of challenged me yesterday to talk a little about the neurolinguistic programming. The things that we don't say and the things we say to ourselves will challenge the way you respond. So I want you to think about a person in your life. A plumber, I know who Mike just thought of instantly. A roofer, I know who Dave just thought of, and Larry. A mariachi singer, I know who Stephanie just thought of. Right? A rock or a country singer, I know who Jason just thought of. You guys are smiling because I'm right. Now, would you hesitate at all to give that person's contact information or your friend's contact information to them if they could help them in any way? If someone said, hey, Jason, I'm looking for someone to sing a show. Any country singers, do you know anyone? I do. Here, let me give them your contact information. You don't hesitate. Hey, Mikey, I'm looking for a plumber. I need to get a water heater installed. You know what? Here, I know a guy. I'll send you your contact information. Here's his. I'll send yours to him. You don't even think about it, right? So why aren't you that person? The reason we're not is because we ourselves don't expect to be that person. In our minds, we've created some kind of negative loop talk where it's not okay for us to have their information, that we have to have this barrier of entry. Your barrier of entry is your professionalism. It's the ability to help others. It's the skills, the service, and the effort that you put into your daily activities that create that element. When somebody needs a realtor in my sphere of influence, do they hesitate? If they do, I don't know about it. And I probably won't get that referral. Shame on me. If someone in your sphere of influence needs a realtor, are they going to call you out of the blue or have somebody call you? You'd hope. If not, you won't know about it because you probably won't get that referral. The more phone calls you make and the more touches you make and ask for business, you get it. Now, you want to do a public thing. How can we ask for a lot of referrals?
Hold a bunch of food trucks together on a weekly basis.
Yeah, buddy. Community events.
All right, Anthony Sotelo.
Sit down, Sotelo
Me?
Jr.
Yeah,
All right, Amber, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say social media. I say I always, but what I would like to do is throw out, hey, I'm having a competition with another agent. Kind of push out like I need the business. So if you know somebody, think of me, please.
Raise your hand if you're in coaching. Hey, raise your hand, everyone. Everyone, thank you. February is love and listings. We have a competition coming up. And what is that competition going to be? Just by
Listing
the word
competition,
itself.
probably a listing competition, right?
Listing competition. So are you going to wait till the race starts to get prepared for it? Or are you going to do it now?
Do it now.
Do it now. Social media, guys, I need your help. Friends, families, coworkers, strangers of alike. I come
Listing your goals. Listing your goals too will, like, people will be like, oh wait, yeah, I remember that.
You guys see Scott Anderson posted something on his Facebook feed. It was, hey, you looking for a realtor? No, you? How about your sister, your brother, your uncle, a friend of a friend, all those things? I stole it, recreated it in a story. Scott got 5 likes on his post. I got 400 views so far.
Yeah, well,
Did you
you've got
ever
a
call
hell
it?
of a network.
I'm saying, no, the difference is the story aspect.
True.
Stories versus posts. But I also changed it to be a little bit more comical. The flow out is asking, guys, raise your hand. Remember me, I'm an agent. We have stories to tell, real estate all the time, but you want to ask for referrals. Hey, Larry, who do you know that's looking to make a move in real estate in 2021?
Haven't heard of anybody lately, but every week I overhear someone talking about moving or possibly buying or selling. So next time I'll make a note of that and see if I can get their contact information for you.
Perfect. Well, if you come across somebody between now and then, I'd hope that you'd think of me first, and please give me their contact information. You understand what happens when you give somebody a name or number, they usually forget it, but I want to make sure that they get taken care of, because my worst fear is that somebody gets a bad agent.
Yep. Understood.
Now, is that hard? Yeah, Amber's showing up my post.
Showing you that I'm copying it.
Copy it, rip off and duplicate. Who right now, I'll be real with me. Who has a hard time asking for business, asking for the referral?
Oh, everybody put your hand up because everybody does.
Yeah. Right? Unless you are running 70% plus in your referral business, you are not.
I ask, and even my husband's like, is that your go-to? I'm like, you know what? If you don't ask,
You don't get.
you don't get. And I said, it's one of those things where the 3 referrals I did get, it's because I asked. It's not because I just sat and wait for them to pick me. I have a hard time cold calling, not asking for the business.
Isn't there like a lot of ways we can ask for business without having to ask for it, right? So the one thing that I do is just stay top of mind. Even if it's not asking for business, I'll be like, hey, you know what? Check this out. Colonial Del Valle. I know you don't live in that neighborhood, but it's around you. And this house just sold. We sold it for this, sold this fast, like every other week. Plus you put it in command and it just automatically reminds you to do it.
Systematic. The importance of systemization. You are going to fail yourself if you go, you know what, I'll remember to do that. Guaranteed you're going to fail. How many times have you walked out of the house without getting your lunch, your bag, your phone, your keys, your glasses, everything, right? Your brain will fail you. Set up a plan. Have a system to help you. If they are going, like I have a reminder on my calendar this morning. I have an agent of mine who is taking the state test right now. At 8 o'clock this morning, I got a reminder that says, send Kyle a good luck text. You want to know something? I had to set that for me because if it's longer than the next day, I'm going to forget it. And guess what this morning happened? I forgot it. So if you do not become systematic and you do not have your plans in place, you're going to forget them. So systematize your life, ask for referrals, do your DTD2, and there's a schedule for that. Have a care call with contribution, give a damn, but ask for business. Create an element of need that somebody can help you with. If someone says, how's business? Here's your line. Business has been great thanks to the people like you that have been sending me referrals. I hope it continues to be as such. Who do you know that's been making showing signs of making a move this year? You want to have an interesting conversation? Try this on. Reach out to the people in the past that have bought or sold with you or friends and family and say, hey, 3 questions. Have you ever thought about being a real estate investor? Write it down. 1, have you ever thought about being a real estate investor? Question 2, is that something you would like to accomplish in 2021? Question 2, is that something you would like to accomplish this year in 2021? Question 3, would you need financing or would this be a cash transaction?
I've started that as well, and the response has been pretty high. So, especially seeing the market and interest rates low, they're actually pretty receptive and open to learning more about it.
People love it. People absolutely love the idea of being an investor. Raise your hand on this call if you want to be a real estate investor this year. Okay. Let me tell you that birds of a feather do what?
Flock together.
Flock together. Find your tribe. Build your tribe of people. This is where you create business around you. 3 questions to ask. You ever thought about being a real estate investor? Was that something you'd like to accomplish this year? Would you need financing or would that be a cash transaction? Then start the conversation. We all know Teresa Zizak, the one that was been on this call. She's been missing for a while. We just need to reach out to her and tell you love her. But she started having these same conversations. She went 6 months in this business without doing a single thing. Started having conversations around investors, and now she is inundated with work because she changed her mindset from going after the sale to going after the relationship. When you get off this call, I want you to go look in the mirror and look at yourself dead in the eyes and say that I am in the relationship business. Real estate equals relationships. There's no 2 ways around it. If you are focused on the transaction, you may make a sale, but you also will lose out on the 3, 4, or 5 other deals that can come from that exact same point of contact because their friends, their family, their coworkers, somebody in their sphere of influence is going to need a realtor at one point. And if you're not top of mind, I will be.
So will I.
Or they'll come to Stormy's food truck line and tell Stormy that they know Big Dan Caldwell. So,
every conversation that you have with someone who's a friend, because again, we count on our sphere a lot, but they always need to be reminded, even though they're your friends and you already know that they know that you're in real estate. You always have to remind them the end of every call or the end of every conversation with a friend of yours should be, hey, and keep in mind, you're going to hear someone talking about moving or buying or selling a house. Please keep me in mind. I'm still looking for business. I'm still building my business. As a friend of mine, I'd hope you remember me and have my contact information available for them. you'll hear conversations. Even if you overhear someone in the grocery store, in the drugstore, or what have you, you hear someone talking about housing or buying a house or moving or what have you, just say, hey, I've got someone for you. Please help me with that. Because those are the folks who know your phone number off the top of their head. Those are the folks that know, maybe your email address even. So they don't have to dig for a card. They don't have to dig through their phone. They're going to know the number off the top of their head. That's why, Dick, with his whole go-to guy thing and his branding, makes it easy for me in a conversation. And say, listen, if you hear someone talking about moving or buying or selling a house, you don't need to dig for a card. You don't need to, put me in your phone. Just remember, everybody knows Larry the cable guy. Get her done, right? Well, I'm Larry the house guy, and all my information is at larrythehouseguy.com. So just tell them, just go on to larrythehouseguy.com.
Remember how you present yourself in the world. Dick Nichols, the go-to guy. Larry, the house guy. Right? People know you by the representation of yourself. So let's ask for referrals today. I want you to go out there. I would love for you to come back tomorrow's call and tell me that you got a referral. And that's as simple as making a phone call. Making a phone call with the F.O.R.D method, F-O.R.D, family, occupation, recreation, dreams, asking open-ended questions that respond in a paragraph, not just a word, about how's their family? How's work going? What are you guys doing to stay busy? What are your dreams? So family, occupation, recreations, dreams, and then ask for some business. If you yourself are a new agent or not quite licensed and you do not have a book of business or agents or buyers that you're shopping with, I guarantee you that we do. If you've got a friend, family member that lives anywhere in this country, I bet somebody at Keller Williams has a buyer for their house. This is the global connective here, guys. Here locally, we got you covered. I can tell you we have over 400 buyers that are looking for houses at this very moment. Here locally. In Phoenix, in Maricopa County, in California, in Utah, it does not matter. You got friends and family that live all over the world. They need to know you're in real estate and you can help.
If I could add one thing about just getting in front of everybody, I really need to work on more video, and I'm working on coming up with content for that, but I still continue to put my posts. Like yesterday, I put, post on stats and stuff. Didn't get a lot of activity, but last night I got a message from another guy that I haven't talked to in 6 years from my graphics business. And he says he's tired of renting and wants to know what he needs to do to get into a home. So, and it's just from the social media. We haven't spoke. He just sees my posts. So.
Nice.
You guys want to change your...
Now that's a win. That's a really big win to say from social media. Yeah.
Yeah. Every time you make a post, all these things, it's called planting seeds. You never know what's going to grow, but if you plant enough seeds, something will come of it.
And it's free.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome, guys. We'll get back to work at 8:30. You got 27 minutes till your lead generation starts. Get prepared, get on the phones, make some friends. I will see you guys at 2:30 for the PC call. Go ahead, Larry.
David Urbaniak is doing his class on listings starting at 9
o'clock today. Listings, finding listing leads. It's an Ignite class, but David is really good at unearthing listing leads. So I don't care if you've been through Ignite 15 times, join this class. You will learn something. Plus, listings is the foundation of a great big business. So.
And we're going to have a listings competition shortly.
Ooh, dang. Awesome, guys. Love you all. Be well. Talk to you soon.
Bye.